everybody, I'm Mike from Regala Photography, where we talk about everything photography. In this video, we are going to talk about how to shoot in manual mode and take complete control of your camera settings. Shooting in manual mode might seem very intimidating at first, especially if you're a beginner. But once you get the hang of it, you'll be able to achieve the exact results that you're looking for in your photos or what you see in your head. You'll be able to put that into your photo. So let's get started. Okay, step one, understanding the exposure triangle. The exposure triangle is made up of three elements: aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. These three settings work together to determine how much light will enter your camera and how well your photo will be exposed. Aperture controls the amount of light that enters your camera through the lens, as well as controlling the depth of field or the area of the image that is in focus. A smaller aperture means less light, and larger aperture means more light enters. A smaller aperture, example f22, will create a larger depth of field, while a larger aperture, f2.8, creates a shallower depth of field. Shutter speed determines the amount of time that the camera sensor is exposed to light, and it affects the sharpness of the image as well. A faster shutter speed, 1/1000th of a second, means less light will enter, which will reduce motion blur, making the image sharper. A slower shutter speed, 1/30th of a second, means more light will enter, which creates more motion blur. Slower shutter speeds usually require you to use a tripod or other stabilizing devices. ISO is the sensitivity of your camera sensor to light. A lower ISO, for example, ISO 100, means less sensitivity, and a higher ISO, ISO 3200, means more sensitivity. Lower ISO also means more grain or noise in your photo, which may or may not be wanted. Step two, setting your camera to manual mode. To set your camera to manual mode, locate the mode dial on your camera and switch it to the letter M. This will give you complete control over your camera settings. Once you're in manual mode, you'll see a metering scale on your camera's display that shows how well exposed your image is. The metering scale ranges from -2, underexposed, to 0, which is correctly exposed, and also to a +2, which is overexposed. Your goal is to adjust the exposure triangle until you get the metering scale as close to 0 as possible. Step number 3, adjusting aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. Now that you're in manual mode, you can adjust each element of the exposure triangle to get the perfect shot. Start with your aperture. Do you want more background blur or bokeh? Excuse me. Or more of your image in focus or sharp? To adjust your aperture, locate the aperture ring on your lens or use the camera's control dial. This will vary depending on the camera and lens you use. Next, adjust your shutter speed. Are you photographing action? Set a higher shutter speed. Or are you in a low light setting? Set a slower shutter speed. If you are shooting long exposures, then a very slow shutter speed, like 1 second, is needed. To adjust shutter speed, use the camera's control dial. To adjust ISO, use the camera's ISO button or control dial, depending on your camera. Step number 4, testing and refining your settings. After adjusting your camera settings, take a test shot and review the image on your camera's LCD screen. If it's too bright or too dark, adjust your settings appropriately, and take another test shot until you achieve the desired exposure. Congratulations! You now know how to shoot in manual mode and take complete control of your camera settings. With practice, you'll be able to achieve stunning results in your photography. Please subscribe to my channel, click the like button if you enjoyed the video, ring that bell to be notified when my next video is posted. Until next time, take care, everyone.